Hello students, this is Vitthal Anwat, and today we are going to learn about the soil texture. It's our chapter number 3, soil physics of geography of soil. What is soil texture? The soil texture refers to relative proportion of particles, or it is the relative percentage by weight of the three soil separates: sand, silt, and clay, or simply refers to the size particles. What is soil texture is nothing else. It's just we can consider that it's a size of soil particles. The proportion of each size group as in a given soil, like as how much percent clay is available into the soil. If we take any soil into our hand, that time we observe the soil. That time most of the particles are like clay, then some textural bigger size, then getting much bigger, and then getting the much bigger soil which is available in our hands. These stone and gravels may influence the use of management of the land because of tillage difficulties, but these larger particles make little or no contribution to soil properties such as WHC, water holding capacity, means to store plant nutrients and their supply. These are the soil textures, like as gravels 2 to 4 millimeters means the particle shape up to 2 millimeter to 4 millimeter is considered as a gravel. Pebble means they have 4 to 64 millimeter. Cobbles more than 64 to 256 millimeter diameter, and boulders have more than 256 diameter. Then particles less than 2 millimeter are called the fine earth, or we can say is that the clay, normally considered in chemical and mechanical analysis. The compounds of the fine earth is sand, silt, and clay. These are the three important things which have the less than 2 millimeter diameters. And these size limits of these fractions have been established by the various organizations. There are several organizations who decides the size of this sand, silt, and clay's diameter. There are number of systems of the naming of the soil separates. The soil separates is a clay. The diameter is less than 0.0002. It's a clay. Then silt have 0.0002 to 0.05 diameter. The very fine sands have 0.05 to 0.10 diameter. Then fine sand have 0.10 to 0.25, same as the medium sand 0.25 to 0.50. Then coarse sand have 0.50 to 1 millimeter diameters, and very coarse sand have 1 to 2 millimeter diameter. These are the clay, silt, then very fine sand, medium sand, coarse sand, very coarse sand. They have different diameter of the any particular particles. The very less is a clay and it's have 0.002 millimeter diameter. Firstly, sand usually consists of quartz but may also contain fragment of the feldspar, mica, and the occasionally heavy minerals like as zircon, tourmaline, and hornblende. The has the uniform dimensions. Mostly sand have the specific diameter and everybody know it's like as a in a means textural is a rounded shape. It can be represented as a spherical, not necessarily smooth and has a jagged surface. Then silt. Particle size of the silt is intermediate between the sand and clay. Since the size is smaller, the surface area is more coated and the silt is mostly coated with the clay. Has the physiochemical properties as they that of the clay to limited extent. And the characteristics of this silt is sand and silt form lies like a skeleton. Then clay. The particle size of this clay no as we discussed before 0.002 millimeter. The plate likes needle like in a shape is very small particle belong to alumino silicate group of the minerals means it is a parent family. Sometimes the considerable concentration of fine particles which does not belong to alumino silicate also, and here is the example of iron oxide and C carbon dioxides. Well, these are the secondary mineral derived from primary minerals in the rock. Means it is a um, characteristics of the clay. These are the secondary minerals derived from the primary minerals. It's a clay, and it's a flesh of the soil. What is the importance of this soil texture? The presence of the each type of soil particles make its contribution to the nature and properties of soil as a whole. Then texture has a good effect on management and productivity of soil. Sandy soils are open character, usually loose the friable. Such type of the texture is easy to handle in tillage operations. Sand facilities drain and aeration it allow the rapid evaporations and percolation. Sandy soils have the very little water holding capacity. Such soil cannot withstand drought and unstable for dry farming. Means if the sandy soil, as we know, this is not much importance for the fertility and productivity of the soil here. This contain low organic matter. Leaching of applied nutrients is very high. In sandy soil, the few crops can be grown such as potato, groundnuts, and cucumbers. Clay particles play a very important role into the soil fertility. Clay soils are difficult to till and require much skill in handling when the moist clay soil are exceedingly sticky and when they getting dry become very hard and difficult to break. It's like as a our Nasik district soil. It's a made from the black soil and its similar characteristics. They have fine pores and are the poor in drainage, and they have high water holding capacity and poor percolation with usually result in water logging. Then they are generally very fertile soils, means which soil the clay particles. Okay. In respect plant nutrients contents, rice, jute, sugarcane can be grow very successfully in this type of the soil. Loam and silt loam soil are highly desirable for cultivation. Generally, the best agriculture soil are those contain 10 to 20% clay and 5 to 10% organic matter, and the rest equally shared by the silt and sand. Thank you very much.